Hello everyone, and welcome back to the RuneScape Catalyst League, where we are in the final hours of the league, so it's time to check in and see how I did. And I do have to start with a little bit of bad news, because we did not reach Dragon Rank, although we did get fairly close, and honestly, if I had even one more day, I would probably just force it through. But yeah, we are a little over 4,000 points shy, and if I stayed awake until the end of the league, I could maybe get that down to like 2,000 if I got lucky. But it just doesn't seem worth it, honestly. Now I'm here AFKing at the public Grottor instance just to show how powerful I am with my current equipment setup. This is what I've been wearing. I got the upgraded Amulet of Souls. I finally got Laniakia's spear. Took like 300 something kills to get the shaft for it, which was ridiculous. And then I AFK'd another 100 kills, and I think I got like 2 more shafts. Kind of ridiculous. I've been using the tank Star Bloom armor instead of my melee armor because it doesn't matter, it's off style because we have 100% accuracy, and that way there was a few bosses where Animate Dead was kind of useful. Like I did use it at Nex, and I used it at Karapak even though I didn't need it, just because I had it. And it's not like I'm going to be using those runes for anything else. They're about to be deleted. So I just kind of burning through some supplies in the final hours. That's why I'm using my Rune Minotaur. I should have been using this stuff earlier, but, you know, whatever. Habits are hard to break in terms of saving things. And now we can do a quick scroll through of every single task I did, first of all. I don't expect you to actually read it. I just kind of like looking at them all. This is just like recording for posterity every single task I did. We did like 224 of the easies, 225 of the mediums, and I don't remember the count for the other ones, but we'll be passing by them soon enough. I think it's like 7 for the highest difficulty. Yeah, you can see I did quite a few things. There's also quite a few easy ones I did not do. Like the Vampire Slayer quest I didn't do. Okay, we did 170 hards, which some of the hard ones feel like they should have been 200 points. And then some of the 200 point ones were really not that hard. It's kind of funny how that works. Yeah, 152 200 pointers. I really tried to get through a lot of those in the final week. Quite a few of them. I got all 99s, some 110s and stuff out of the way. And then we only did a few 400 pointers. There were a couple more I could have done, but they wouldn't have gotten the league done for me, and they would have taken a lot more time. This is where our levels end. Obviously 99 everything, some 110s, 115 Slayer. Because I wanted to kill the Magister, which I never got around to doing again. I just never get to the Magister. Every time I think I'm going to do it, I just don't. But someday I will fight the Magister. Someday. But yeah, there was still quite a few points like in Herblore that I could have gotten, and I don't know if there were many else from leveling up besides just the actual 50 million XP and 110 and 120s. We had unlocked most of the actual skilling things in terms of level requirements, which is pretty good. In terms of pets, I didn't have very good pet luck. I did get a kind of a swarm of pets in the past few days, though. And I guess I'm going to have to get out of here. But yeah, you can see how easily I was just AFK killing him. Basically, anything that doesn't have special mechanics, I can just decimate easily. It's when you have the special mechanics that things start to happen. Like, you couldn't AFK like a Karapak or a Nex or something. I had to actually somewhat try, even if I didn't really know what I was doing. But I did have to somewhat try. But yeah, I'll show my pets. Open pet interface. All right, so the big one I got, the one boss pet, is Corby. Took, I forget, I think it was also like 200, 300 kills for him. But I'm very happy we got a boss pet, and specifically one tied to melee, because I'm just going to guess the next league, I'm probably not going to choose melee if they still make you choose a style. So getting melee ones out of the way, very good. And on the same hand, getting the strength pet, it's kind of boring, but still, if I don't go melee in the next league, at least I have him now. I really tried to get the attack pet. It did not happen. You can see the XP difference, though. Kind of annoying. And of course, we got the defense pet, and we got the HP pet. And apparently I got this guy. I don't even remember getting him. That was early on, I suppose. We have Richie. We have Zez. Who's Chomper? Oh, he's that guy. They weren't really specific over which pets will carry over. which is unfortunate because there are some pets I could have gone for that aren't just like skill pets, but like general unlocks. But I have no idea if they would carry over or not, so I didn't bother. It's kind of disappointing though that I didn't get any random skill pets because there's so many skill pets that I want in the main game I just can't get, like the herblore one, or even the fletching one would have been okay. I don't know. Just a bit of variety would have been nice, but at least we did get some because it was looking real bad early on. I think I must have only had Archie and Wallace for most of the league, and then we just got the other three right there at the end. But yeah, in terms of perks, if you're interested, I just tossed this on here. Nothing special. Dragon Slayer, just because I didn't have the right things unlocked to get anything better there, so, you know, might as well. The Animate Dead from the Star Bloom was pretty useful in a few situations. My bank is just absolute garbage. Like, we can scroll through it. It's just a bunch of junk. I didn't toss almost anything because I assumed it wouldn't fill up, and I was right. It never filled up. You know, I spent a lot of time trying to get the Totem of Treasure complete, and I never did. I was going to do a whole bunch of clue scrolls once I got that, and I don't think they boosted the drop rate of the totem pieces from Big Game Hunter, so I just never got it. I don't think there's bad luck mitigation or anything. It's a big problem, really. But, yeah, I mean, in the end, I think I wasted a lot of time on Big Game Hunter that maybe I could have gotten Dragon if I hadn't bothered, because I never got a triple encounter, which would have been some nice points, but those are pretty rare, and I didn't get lucky. And yeah, that is that. So one little thing that I thought would be fun would be to go through the list on the wiki. You guys can't see it. I'm not going to bother setting it up. But I'm going to look at the rarest tasks that I got. And it's actually kind of a weird one, is the rarest one, which is sitting at 0.2% of players did the hard Ardoin achievements. And you might think, well, that's not too weird. The weird part is I also did the elite, and it is not the rarest one. Because in the league, the task is for completing the achievements, not for getting the reward. And therefore, you could finish all the elite Ardoin achievements and get the task, but you wouldn't be able to get the cape. I actually didn't realize until literally today that I could just get the cape. I hadn't been paying attention in like 2 weeks that I actually just had the requirements now. But yeah. So that's 0.2%. Then up at 0.3% is crafting soul runes. This one was harder than I thought it would be because you get a binding rod with Cheapskate, and then you can make time runes, and it has a 3% chance of changing them down to soul runes. But it's per like use of the altar, not per essence. So you'd have to drop them all and use them one by one, I guess, to get the chance. And even doing that, I went way over rate on that. I don't even know how many attempts that I did, but it was so much that I actually went to a different altar to test if it worked. And of course, it immediately worked on the fire altar. I got earth runes first click. And then I go back to the time altar and do like another 40. And then it finally went. So that's 0.3% of players did soul runes. You also, of course, could have done Fight Club, but I wasn't going to do Fight Club. No, sorry. Next up after that, medium Ardoin tasks. They were a bit of a slog, if I remember correctly. It was a little while ago. Not the most fun one to do, but the rewards are nice. I like the free teleports, even if we also had the Skull of Slaying. I used it a lot, though. 0.5% of players did that one. And then up above that, win a game of Castle Wars. 0.8% of players did that one. Yeah, I used my second account for that one. There's a technique where you can get Castle Wars to activate with only 2 players. It's a trick that I didn't know about until the league, but it worked. I got it. And then sitting at 1%, the Elite Ardoin achievements. So I guess, I mean, it's fitting that my love for the Ardoin area and most of my rarest achievements are just the Ardoin achievements. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. It is what it is. Those are the rarest ones. But anyway, so my thoughts and plans for the league now that it's over. We obviously have a lot of rewards that are going to come out. I don't know if they're coming out today or when. I haven't been paying attention, honestly. They're not a big deal, but it is like the finale for the series, obviously. So the plan is for that episode is I will be claiming whatever rewards I choose to get. I'm assuming there'll probably be one or two I can't get since I didn't get enough points. But we'll be doing that, and then I will also be going over kind of my final thoughts on the league. You know, what I liked, what I didn't like, how I would change the perks that were in the league. I'm probably not going to suggest new perks because anyone can do that. There's plenty of ideas out there, plenty of ideas from old school RuneScape that could be taken. Not a thing I'm interested in doing right now. And then the last thing that I would do is something that just completely slipped my mind. Well, anyway, regardless, I think what I was meant to say, though, is just that from here on out, I'm really more motivated to play the game, and the changes that have been going on in the past couple weeks, where they're going to be reducing MTX, they're really exciting, and it's unfortunate that they decided to overlap Gridmaster and Catalyst League and all these MTX announcements and then sailings coming out all at the same time. It kept me from accomplishing any of my goals to completion. Like, I had plans to get Dragon in Catalyst League, but then Gridmaster came out. I wasted a lot of time on that because I'm not good enough at PVM to speed through it in a day like the OSRS diehards can. I wasted a lot of hours on Gridmaster and I'm not even close to it. There's still a couple days left. I'm not anticipating much progress, if any, really, on that one. I'll have to do an episode on that too. But then I also had big plans for quests to get through before Sailing came out, and I knew it was probably coming out after Gridmaster, but because of Catalyst League, I couldn't work on any of those goals either. So it is frustrating that they decided to just completely overload this last few months of the year with things to do. And you can't even mention, like, oh, they're doing events in the main game. Like, no, definitely I'm not bothering with the Halloween event. Not that I've been doing the events much anyway, but like I didn't even get around to doing the Halloween event in Old School RuneScape. I was meant to do an episode on it, but there's just so much nonsense going on. And yeah, it's very frustrating that got in the way of my goals. I would have to have taken time off work more than the like 2 days that I took off, as it was, just because I had vacation time and I needed to use it before the end of the year. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we will be doing one final episode in the very near future, hopefully. And then we will get back to your regularly scheduled programming, hopefully with a bit more frequency and a bit more motivation than we've had, because for the first time in a long time, I don't have any complaints about the direction the game's going. Because before it's like, oh yeah, archaeology and necromancy are pretty nice, but there is this other stuff going on. But right now, things are looking positive just in general, which is a nice change of pace. And hopefully the next league will be even better. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!